Hiya, today I'm just going to be doing a brief tour onto all the animals that I keep, just in case anyone's wondering. It's mostly going to be invertebrates, but we've got a few reptiles, quite a few fish, and a few unique birds that people don't really tend to keep to show. So I'm just going to briefly go over everything, where I got them from, how much they was, plans with them in the future, just what I like about them, and then we're going to talk about future plans and really soon to come plans. So we're going to do that now and just start off with our invertebrates, I think. Okay, so as you can see above me, I've got 2 tanks. We'll go up in a minute, but I've been able to bring down my smaller ones, so I can show you those now. Okay, so we're going to start off with our slings, and these are all tarantula slings. Okay, we're going to start from smallest. These are not the correct labels, but this is from a friend of mine. So we'll open these up and have a look. So then, this is the Tasmanian chestnut baboon. I'm pretty sure it's a dwarf, but this was a gift. It's very, very small, as you can see. But this was a gift from a mate, because I bought his ticket for the Capital Invert show. So that's his thank you. And as was this one, a little red colour form OBT that has literally just chomped on a snack. As you might be able to see, there's a micro cricket in its mouth. So these two are going to stay in that file for quite a little bit, for a few molts at least, which hopefully shouldn't be too long. We'll look into the next smallest ones now. Okay, here are our next smallest ones. We'll start with this person. This is our smallest. This is our Peruvian green velvet tarantula. It's tiny. It's a bit afraid. It will grow to be such a beautiful spider. He tends to be under the log. I'll disturb him just for the video. Yeah, oh yeah, see, very small. Again, I probably might not even. He'd probably be better off in one of these, but he's feeding okay, as you can see. Yeah, literally nothing really to say about these guys. I don't necessarily want to disturb them too much. A very smart tarantula. And a little bit more of a, I mean, not everyone's got a hold of them. No, most people have a hold of one of these in their collections. It's a small, but I mean, all small, a dwarf, love heart butt, or Trinidad dwarf, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I can't get this lid off. So I see a Lengus. And always hiding under the same piece of cord. Oh, throwing the enclosure around. Brilliant. Right, you're really, really smart. I'm gonna lift up again just for the content of this video. Sorry. There. See, stunning marking. She's about 2 to 3 centimeters. Oh, I'll say, as you can see with those, they're probably 0.5 to 1 centimeter. He's about 1. This one, I would say, is about 2 exactly. Pretty smart tarantula overall. Oh, let's hide back. His temperament is fine. I mean, he's rarely ever out. When he is, he's just relaxed, I suppose. You tend to see them come out more in the night with our borrowers, and that's only just to pull debris in. This guy's always out and about. So this is our H poultry piece, so our golden blue-legged baboon. He always out and about on show for his web. I'm really excited for him to show his adult coloration. As you can see, he actually looks to have a cricket in his mouth. Oh no, he doesn't. He's just stood in a weird way. Let's see if I can get him to, unless I slightly adjust. Oh, there you go. The camera doesn't necessarily pick it up, but you can see the gold and the blue starting to form on its legs, which I'm hoping, and also the size of his abdomen, may indicate we're going to get a molt out of him soon. So, of course, we'll see about that soon enough. Okay, so next up, this is our Chilobrachus discolus, our Vietnam blue. Again, I'm disturbing just for the content of this video. I can see a slight little wiggle. There's a cricket in there, but he is somewhere in there. Obviously, I'm not going to dig him out, but It hasn't got its adult colours yet. It's literally just a very dark brown sling. It's about 2 centimetres, maybe 1.5 to 2, really. Okay, so next up, we're just going to whiz over to our next ones. This is a pretty uncommon tarantula. I think it's the white borrower or the Goa mustard, but a few people that I've talked to about it didn't really have a clue. And I've seen where I bought it from, the spider shop. Basically, all of these are either from the spider shop, from a mate, or from Portsmouth tarantulas. So, my mate's Mikey White, but yeah, a pretty big borrower, although it was advertised as terrestrial. I got it in a mystery box that we unboxed on this channel. He's got a burrow there, the camera won't pick it up, but he's basically a black, like brown, sort of how the Caco Goldeni is, but it's just brown, and it's apparently when it gets older, it's going to get a much more purple hue. So it's like the Trichopelmix trunculus, but it's actually, its common name is pretty, well, uncommon. Pepatoma, so we've got our Pantherbetus, which is quickly becoming my most my most favourite species. We're absolutely, definitely going to be getting a few more of these. Now, this doesn't do its justice. I need to see if I can, get him on show a little bit more, because his colours are fab, and he is a fab eater as well. Let's actually try and showcase that. So I don't think I've ever had this guy refuse food, so let's test that now. Oh, maybe he's going to refuse it. Yeah, never mind. That's awkward. First time he's ever refused food is on camera. That's brilliant. There are a few pictures of him eating, but yeah, a really stunning genus. And I'm hoping, although when would you ever, I'm hoping that he's a male, just because I really would like to see that coloration in real life for when they become an adult. And then our last one in these medium terrestrial packs is our Grammostola poultry piece, which is our Caco Goldeni. If you don't know what this looks like, I'd be surprised, but he's normally hiding around and about. It looks to me like he's actually gone down into his burrow, which is fine. So he's got a burrow system going on here. I might not disturb him. Actually, let's just go for it, shall we? There he is. Oh, just covered him in dirt. Brilliant. Right, well, I just helped the poor guy out. Again, really nice abdomen, eating well, feeding well. He's actually really gentle, and his takedowns are always, as funny as it sounds to say, he has like gentle takedowns. He'll slowly pick it up and put it into his mouth. But as you can see, he thoroughly wants to hide. He might even be pre-molt. I haven't had any of my spiders molt yet, and I have a feeling it's because of how cold it is at the moment. I can't really raise the temperature. I mean, they're fine, but I think once it hits this warmer summer weather, we're going to see a lot more molts. So next up, this is another one of my favourites. We've got the Cameroon red baboon. Again, Portsmouth tarantulas. We've got a H. gigas. Let's rip this open. I had before in here a centipede. It was in a temporary enclosure. It was well, it was on the channel. I put it in here. Literally 2 days later, it's popped itself out and escaped. So it's somewhere loose in my house. It has been for about 2 weeks, so it's probably unfortunately passed. But I had it in this temporary enclosure because I was probably going to give it away to a friend. This is an interesting spider. So he's got a burrow here and a burrow over here. But if I can get the correct lighting, there he is, just ever so slightly there. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll get anything better than that. I mean, he's a good feeder, and he always responds by poking his little toes, as you can see. He's quite big. He's about 3 to 4 centimetres. Oh, that's quite a nice little snippet of his feet. Yeah, but he just ate, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to be hungry, but definitely one of my favourites. Okay, so before we move on to our actual next invertebrates, we're going to just show this. It's got its ventilation drilled in and ready. We're going to be, if we get any spare adults, they'll be going in there, obviously substrate and all that. But if we'll be keeping an eye out at the Capital Show for a few pairs that we might like. So I've got this set up. I mean, we need more substrate, but this is going to be for a female, most likely, an adult female. And this is going to be for a maturing male. Just keep it in there for the short time that it's alive. And I've got a few more enclosures like that. So here I've got 3 of these pots, which will be fine for a 1 to 2 to 3 sling, which we'll keep an eye out for. And then we have, that'll be fine for a 2 to 3 sling. And then we have a bunch of little pots in there that aren't really needed. But if we do end up getting breeding programs, we'll order in about like 80 more of those, whatnot. We'll get those sorted. But we have a bunch of these spare cricket boxes around, which we're going to hold out anyway, just in case. We always keep a hold of them. As you can see, I've just done a bit of feeding off camera, so I've got my micros, my mini, and my locusts all around. I thought I'll just show you this. So, not our mealworms. I mean, we had a bunch of springtails spare, but in here I kind of just have been letting it roam. It's a bit gross, but I literally have an abundance of springtails, like in billions. As you can see, the mould is insane right now. And the smell is not ideal either. But basically, that's only just come through the mould. In about a week's time, that will be gone, and our springtails will like absolutely bust out. So I have loads of springtails in every enclosure. Okay, so on to our next guys. Oh wait, we also have these two set up and ready for juvies, and that one will be ready for a juvie arboreal soon. Just needs some ventilation in the substrate. Again, we've got more cricket boxes spare. It's a common theme. We've even got that guy. We kept our isopod colony in there before we moved them into our tanks. We just reared it up for a bit. So this is my first ever spider. We got Brachypelma bohomi. So this is our Mexican fireleg. I had suspicions it was in pre-molt for ages. Again, I think it's because of the temperature. I'm not going to disturb him or her. They're deep in, well, they're not deep, but they're underneath this log, buried away. You should know what that looks like. They're pretty easy care from Portsmouth tarantulas, as you can see. I would say she's about 5 to 6 centimetres. Right, and here we've got a gift from a friend. We definitely won't see, but there's pictures of it on the channel. This is an OBT, about 6 to 7 to 8 centimetres, unsexed. All of mine are unsexed, unfortunately, but I will be sexing on the next molt. So he's in there, but we won't be able to see him. In here, we will be able to see. This is our Heterometrus salinus. So this is our Asian forest scorpion, who is, oh, right there, looking grumpy. As per bloody usual, he's a very, very grumpy subadult. Or say he, we're not sure. What I'll do is I'll see if I can get him to come out a little bit more. He has got an issue with his leg, but we haven't necessarily worried about that. Come on. He's normally a little bit more angry than this. Come on, bud. I like to hold this guy. He's alright to hold sometimes. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, a nice looking scorpion. And this is that leg here that we were talking about. Slightly bent. I found him caught under his own cave that collapsed in, so I took out the cork bark and replaced it with just that. He doesn't tend to use it. He's actually really active at night. All I can hear, because the enclosure I have is he puts his claws as he walks along. That's all you can hear. Oh, you don't like that. Right, yeah, so that is my invertebrates sorted. Okay, so next up is a small enclosure that's due for an upgrade soon, but the animal in here was in here from a very small age. He's approximately 4.5 months old and is most definitely hiding under here. And bosh, there's my beautiful leopard gecko Blaze. Come on. Yeah, absolutely stunning. Oh. But yeah, an absolutely stunning animal. We're going to give him a feed in a second. I'll show that. Come on, off you go. It's all humid in there, so go on. So go off. Right. Yeah, so he's basically due an upgrade soon. We're going to be putting him in a 4x3x3, or probably a 3.5 by 1.5 by 1.5, something like that. We'll see. I could just do a 4x2x2, which is looking like a possible thing. And we actually have plans for this box. We're most likely going to just leave everything in here. We're going to double the substrate, and we're looking at elegant geckos or June geckos, etc., etc. To have a small breeding colony of those in here. Look at him. Leopard geckos are brilliant. I wasn't originally ever intending to get a gecko or whatnot, but now I've sort of fallen in love with them. Okay, so this is my reptiles that are done in the house. I've also finished with all my invertebrates. So we're just going to go on to, we've got a little tank and aquarium inside. And we've also got a fish pond outside, so I'll just show you those now. Right, so in here we've got a African cichlid colony. That's just had a water change and a clean, so it looks all nice. We've had huge success here. As you can see, the blues and the white, and we've got a few yellow and other colours and whatnot. Oh, they're all pretty, but you'll notice that a lot of them are brown, and these are about a year old, maybe a year and a half. As you can see, we've got small ones that are a few months old. They've been breeding in there for continuous times, and there'll almost always be babies in here at a time. I don't think there hasn't been babies in there for at least 2 years. As you can see, quite a feisty species. There is also a African catfish in there somewhere. It's only about yay big, but he's in there too. And as you can see, we got like a really old one as well. Unfortunately gaining a tuber, but there's nothing really you can do about that. Okay, so now we're going outside, just to sort of show you. At the moment, we haven't really got much activity. It's too cold. Everything's just sort of at the bottom, being very inactive. But we've got a pond. So in here, in our pond, well, we have to put these plants up because of the herons, but of course you can see lots of goldfish. Mostly are adopted, bred as well. Majority of the red and yellows are bred here, and then koi fish that are about 30 years plus, so they can constantly grow in size. Okay, so I also have a spur-thighed Greek tortoise, but he's not here. He's hibernating and he's staying at my grandparents' house. He did wake up 2 days ago, but he went back to sleep. We had a bit nice warm weather, but he's gone back now. So when he wakes up in about a week, we'll get him out and about. And also not now, but I'll do a private video on it that's about 15-20 minutes long, where we go over pigeons. So I've got 3 pigeon sheds at my grandparents' house, which we help regulate. Hillsey Lofts. Well, we've got about maybe 70 pigeons, constantly breeding. We've got babies now, and we'll definitely start showing you how that process happens, and how we train them, and just share our results with you. So thank you very much.